Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us at the regularly scheduled Planning and Zoning Board meeting of the City of West Miami, Wednesday, April 24th, 2024. It is 6:33 p.m., and we'll go ahead and get started. First item, we'll go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, can we get a roll call?
Okay, Board Member Eugenio Gonzalez.
Here.
Board Member Alex Diaz.
Here.
Board Member Diana Rio.
Here.
And Chairman Gustavo Ceballos.
Here.
And Alvaro Laoido is excused this evening.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move to the next item, approval minutes, March 27th. Do we have any comments or edits?
I make a motion to approve the meeting, the minutes.
I second the motion.
Great. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, seeing no old business, we'll jump right into new business. First item.
Before that, Mr. Chair, all that will testify, would you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I do solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Okay, you want to call the first item?
Okay, this is item 5A, new business, variance application for Arnaldo Simon. And I'm going to go ahead and read item 5A and 5B together, but vote and, I guess, discuss separately. Property address is 6491 Southwest 13th Street, West Miami, Florida. Applicant is requesting a variance for a proposed detached accessory building measuring 415 square feet with a rear setback of 5 feet where 15 feet is required by ordinance. The property is a normal shaped corner lot, and the lot is 8,400 square feet with a standard yard. This is per zoning ordinance 282, section 4.15. And item 5B, variance application for Arnaldo Simon, property address 6491 Southwest 13th Street, West Miami, Florida 33144. Applicant is requesting a variance to add plumbing and electrical fixtures for a bathroom and bar to a proposed detached accessory building measuring 415 square feet. A detached structure may contain electrical or plumbing facilities, except there shall be no electrical or plumbing facilities or fixtures for bathroom or kitchen use per ordinance. The property is a normal shaped corner lot. The lot is 8,400 square feet with a standard yard, zoning ordinance 282, amended by ordinance 9901, section 4.15 and 4.12B.
Is the applicant present? You'd like to come up and present your application?
Name and address, please, sir.
Sorry?
Name and address, please.
Arnaldo Simón, 6491 Southwest 13th Street. Yeah. We are pretending to make an adjustment in the setback because we are planning to construct a structure separated to the house, and we are asking reconsidering the setback in order to get more space close to the back fence, and at the same time we are asking too for make some infrastructure of electrical plumbing for the purposes because we are planning to make a bathroom to serve a pool that we are planning also to construct.
Anyone from the board have any comments or questions?
Yeah, I do have a question. So this particular item that we're looking at right now is for the plumbing. And then there's another, item 5B is for the setback, correct?
Item 5A is for the setback. That's the first item.
Okay.
And
5A.
5B is for adding the
Okay.
bathroom and the outdoor kitchen.
Okay. So this is for the setback. I have a question for the applicant. Why is it that with 37 feet, 3 inches in a backyard, you don't have enough room to meet the 15-foot setback for the proposed structure?
Because we are trying to make a separation to the house in order to maintain the,
Sir, would you bring the mic down to the phone and the mic, your microphone?
Yep.
Hi, my name is Angelica
Bring your,
Lograf. I'm
mi-
representing
hello,
the applicant.
bring your mic down to you.
I'm sorry,
Thank you.
that's fine.
Bye.
Okay. Hi, good afternoon. My name is Angelica Lograf. I represent my client. We are working on these projects. The initial idea was to provide a detached structural to facilitate the access to the pool, because they plan to do a pool, so the bathroom right now is too far away to the house. We don't have to touch the existing house, the roof, because it's already new. We're thinking to provide a separation, a minimum separation right now. We are doing only 10 feet from the existing house. On the back step, but we don't have enough space, because as you see, the layout is super tight. So the only facility that we are doing right now is the bathroom for the pool, and this small laundry that we plan to use also for like a support for the pool, and a barbecue area.
I have a question. Do you have an easement behind your property?
No.
So
no,
this
sir.
is literally the rear property line that's also the property line of the neighbor?
Yeah, we submit the survey. You can see it. All the information is there. I double check, and we don't have any easement in this property.
You're acting as a translator for your dad, is that correct?
No, she's the architect, I believe.
Yes, I
okay.
represent my client.
Oh. But there's nothing that would prevent you from making it smaller than 22 feet, right?
No, actually, we don't have, when I go to the code, they don't have a definition. I'm talking about the gazebo. If I do a gazebo, this is more like a combination between the gazebo and the accessory building. Because right now, we also have a gazebo, so the barbecue and the dining area is gonna be open. It's gonna be like a gazebo. But behind that, we have a bathroom, and that's a small laundry. That is the only space that is gonna be enclosed.
I feel that back there you have enough space to meet the code requirements, the setback requirements, where you move the utility area someplace else, and maybe, move the cooking area and the dining area to the new concrete paver area closer to the house. And there's ways of creating what you want back there without needing a 10-foot setback variance.
Any other board members
Um,
have any other comments?
Yeah. We thinking that we could be open to that variant, because we know that in this city there are existing other projects that I already asking for the variance.
Yes.
So we thinking that maybe you can consider it.
Typically, a variance is given when, when something doesn't fit. But in this instance, it is my opinion that a structure back there would fit within the requirements of the code, and you can rework it somehow to make it comply and not need a variance.
Do you have a recommendation?
If I may, the only caveat, and I'm not going to get into design, because obviously design can be worked on, but there is a requirement from the building code that any detached structure must be a minimum of 10 feet away.
Correct, so if we
minimum of-
move it, I'm sorry.
A minimum of 10 feet away from an existing structure.
Mhm.
So to move that whole module forward is impossible, it would have to be attached to the house, and there's possibly, and I don't know, the plan's not here, but there's probably windows that are in conflict. That doesn't mean it can't be redesigned in another way.
Okay.
But to move it forward, she's got 7 inches she can move, that's about it.
But it could be made smaller.
Yeah, the utility area could be
Not discussing
reworked.
design, I'm discussing
Understood.
location.
The utility area, instead of being lengthwise, the fixtures could be placed inside the utility area, shortened, and, you know, located the other way, not against the short wall. And that would gain you some space in the back, while still maintaining the 10-foot.
If you see right now, the setback between the property line and the pool is 11 feet. So the requirement is 15 feet. If we move it, it's gonna be only, it's too small, the space is gonna be too small. The only thing that I can figure out there is a barbecue, but he don't be able to put in a dining table. A covered dining table, I mean.
I understand, but also the dining table doesn't have to be there. The dining table could be on the 10-foot, 7 inches wide concrete area in the back.
I also have a restriction to the both sides. We try to, of course, we try to do something, a design that we can go to the permit directory, but we were working on this and was super hard to figure out the pool, the size of the pool, and also the space for the barbecue and the dining.
I don't know if staff may know the answer to this question. The pool setback on the west side of the property, I know that we are not considering the pool this time. I'm just curious, is the 17.5 feet, is that a required setback, or is that just what they're proposing in the future? That's
The requirement is 10 feet
for a side street pool,
for
a pool that sits on
exterior
a sidewalk?
size. Exterior side, according with the code, is 10 feet.
I'm just looking to see why not shift the pool a bit more to the west and make the building
We
not so
have
deep.
existing tree, just the, I don't know if you able to see a small point, white point, that is the existing tree. That is the reason we cannot move the pool to the other side, so
Wait.
we are super tight with the space. He wants to keep the tree, so we don't have other space.
Any other comments from the board?
If we were to do this, would the pool also require an additional variance?
It seems like they were going to be requesting one in the future, but that's just not before
No,
today.
right now, I'm complying with the separation of the pool. Everything is fine. Anyway, the pool is gonna be under separate permit.
All right. If we have no other comments, then I will entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to deny the variance requested for the setback, for the rear setback, because there is no demonstrated hardship in that portion of the lot.
Okay, do we have a second?
I second the motion.
Okay. Before we take a vote, just because I'm trying to listen to everyone, is there any appetite to reduce your variance request? Maybe not one that's 66%? I'm not saying the board will entertain it, and I have to have a roll call, I'm just,
Yeah,
now I can have discussion.
Of course. If we, for example, right now, the minimum is 15. What is the dimension that you could feel comfortable?
I'm just curious, because if we make this motion and we vote on it, then
We maybe can decrease the utility, the laundry area, 5 feet. Right now, I just have 9 or 10, I think, but I can decrease it to 5 feet. Right now, we have 5 feet setback, so that one is gonna be 10 feet setback from the 15
So there's a
required.
possibility of reducing the setback request from 5 feet to 10 feet.
Correct.
Okay, but the motion at hand is for the 5-foot addition. So can I get a roll call?
Okay, so this is to deny,
This would be to deny,
Right.
okay.
as presented.
So Board Member Eugenio, how do you vote?
Yes.
Board Member Diaz?
Yes, denied.
Board Member Rio?
Yes.
And Board Member Ceballos?
No, just because I would like to consider the other one, but sadly, that did not happen.
Uh, Do we need to submit another application for 10 feet?
Mr. City Attorney,
What the chair is trying to do is assist you and help you. And I think that you should listen to what the consensus have been. And the issue is that you are denied. You would have an opportunity to apply for another variance, perhaps following the directions that you have been not advised, because we do not advise you, but you would have to come out and follow the guidance of administration.
Correct.
we can't consider that at this meeting, is that correct?
I cannot hear you, sir.
We cannot consider a 10-foot 5-foot variance because the application was for 10
At this
foot.
point?
At this point, they'd have to reapply. I just want to confirm.
Well, I was going to make the comment that prior to calling the vote, you would have to reconsider what you have saying, and in any proceeding, the presiding, the side that has the majority can amend it and call it back. So possibly, you could do that if it pleases the board.
Okay, I'll defer to the board if anyone would like to reconsider that item. If not, it'll stay denied, and they'll have to reapply.
Okay.
Okay?
What about the other variants for the plumbing?
Okay. The second request is for plumbing and electrical fixtures for a pool bathroom, a barbecue area, and a utility room. Is that correct?
Correct.
And for this one, do you show on here where the pool equipment is going to be located?
No, ma'am, because it's gonna be under separate permit.
Separate permit.
Yes.
Eh, You know, I personally believe that you could have plumbing back there and a bathroom and a kitchen, an outdoor kitchen would be very useful. So I believe that that is appropriate to have, and that variance is appropriate to have in the back.
Is that a motion or just a comment?
Just a comment.
I have a question. Can we approve one? Can we approve one without the other? Yeah, okay.
If we have no other comments, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, can I get a roll call?
Okay, Board Member Gonzalez, how do you vote? Yes? Board Member Rio?
Yes.
Board Member Diaz?
Yes.
And Chairman Ceballos?
Yes,
Okay, item passes 4-0.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's always within our right. No, we'd have to reconsider the item. That's if we wanted to reconsider the entire item.
Okay.
But I can't make that motion because I was not on the winning side.
Next item?
But you also, as a chair, you can.
Not supposed to.
Okay.
Not supposed to. All right, can we go ahead and move to the next item?
Okay, next item is 5C, variance application for Luis Alfonso Perez L.E. and Ariana Carmina Magnani L.E. Property address is 5731 Southwest 11th Street, West Miami, Florida 33144. Applicant is requesting a variance for reducing the rear setback for a proposed detached structure. This is a pergola measuring 144 square feet. The rear setback will be reduced to 10 feet, where 15 feet is required by ordinance. The property has a normal shaped lot, and the lot is 6,615 square feet with a standard yard. This is zoning ordinance 282, amended by ordinance 9901, section 4.15 and 4.12B.
Good evening, my name is Luis Perez, this is my wife, Ariana Magnani, and we're the owners of 5731 Southwest 11th Street, and we're requesting a setback of 5 feet to build a standard pergola, which is 12 by 12.
Just to confirm, a setback of 5 feet or a reduction of the required setback?
Reduction of 5 feet.
Okay, so a setback would be 10 feet.
Right.
Okay.
The setback will be reduced to 6 feet, 6.3 feet on the side, and on the rear, it's 10.
Got it. Anyone have any comments or questions for the applicant?
Wait, so in this case, this pergola is something that's prefabricated to this
Right,
size?
right.
It's not something that you can pick
Right.
and choose? And you're choosing to locate it there because you want it centered with?
The pool.
With the pool. And it's not going to be enclosed in any way? There's no
No.
kitchen or anything?
We used to have a shed in that area, and we got rid of it to see if we could put the pergola.
Understood. Any other questions or comments for the applicant?
No.
Hearing none, I will entertain a motion.
I would move to approve the requested variance because the prefabricated gazebo is, would conform with existing conditions of the site and would, it complies on one side, on the interior side setback. It's an open structure and it is aesthetically more pleasing to have it in line or centered with the pool as proposed.
Do we have a second?
Second the motion.
Okay. No further discussion. I'll entertain a roll call, please.
Okay, Board Member Diaz, how do you vote?
Yes.
Board Member Gonzalez?
Yes.
Board Member Rio?
Yes.
And Chairman Ceballos?
Yes.
Okay, item passes 4-0.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Thank you.
God bless.
Next item.
Next item is a variance application for R&H Craft Group, Inc., property address 1500 Southwest 63rd Avenue, West Miami, Florida 33144. Applicant is requesting a variance for reducing the exterior side and rear setback for proposed detached structure, aluminum terrace, measuring 420 square feet. The exterior side setback will be reduced to 3 feet, and the rear setback to 12.42 feet, where 15 feet is required on both setbacks by ordinance. The property is a normal shaped corner lot, and the lot is 10,229.25 square feet with a standard yard. Zoning ordinance 282 amended by ordinance 9901, section 4.15.
Good
Good
evening.
evening. Good evening, everyone.
If I may, I think that you made certain comments in our private conversation before we started about staff. Would you mind repeating that
Oh,
again?
Absolutely. I just wanted to, as I was speaking with him before everyone gathered here today, I just wanted to compliment the support staff that you have here. I've worked with a lot around the county and around the state, and I have to tell you that the individuals that work with me directly, including Mercy personally, to get this matter correctly brought before the members, I just wanted to compliment them. They were literally the most helpful and professional organization that I've dealt with in a very, very long time. So I just wanted to thank them for their courtesy and their professionalism to get me here. I mean, I literally got a phone call reminding me to be here today, so my wife doesn't even do that. So I just wanted to thank them in a private fashion, but I'm glad in a public way of saying the same thing. So I appreciate that and their professionalism to get us here today. Thank you very
And,
much.
sir, if you may, for the record, could you give us your name and
Yes, good evening. My name is Christopher Presidio. I represent Mr. Fernandez and R&H on the variance request before the board this evening. As indicated, it's a variance for the reduction of the exterior side setback to 3 feet and the rear setback to 12 feet for purposes of adding a detached accessory building, which is a pergola, an aluminum terrace. It is an open structure, as I was hearing some of the previous presentations. It is an open structure. It is centered according to the pool that's currently existing there. And so it has to be in the location that it is being requested. The plans have been submitted for approval. The short side where the request for the 3 feet is next to an open parkway. There is the 3 feet variance is what we're requesting, and then beyond that, there is the 15 feet to the street, so the total will be over 18 feet before it reaches the street or the curb area. There are no neighbors on that side. The other side that is requested, which is the rear setback, to requesting the reduction from 15 to 12 feet, there is an easement that is back there as well, so the offset in distance from any neighbors on that side. Once again, it is an open structure. It is centered upon the pool, so the location is necessary to be where it is at that point. It is going to be pavers there. It's not going to be poured concrete or anything. The drainage and the other accoutrements to the structure will all be within the boundaries of the property. There will be no plumbing or anything additional to that. It's essentially 4 pillars and an aluminum roof. So with that, we'd be asking for the variance to be allowed for the item to be built, centered upon the pool and with the pavers as the support. The only pouring would be the structure of the actual 4 posts for the support of the roof.
Okay.
if I may, from a staff point of view, they thought that once they submitted these things, they can go ahead and start. We have had that discussion, and they really honestly made a mistake there. I just wanted to put that on the record in case any of y'all want to ask. Yes, we're aware of it, and we've given them a courtesy notice. Not a courtesy notice, we actually gave them a code violation on that, for starting work before, putting the cart before the horse, shall we say.
So this is already built?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't believe that for the purposes of our review that whether
It's
it's
irrelevant,
built,
I
it's
know.
irrelevant, just,
It's irrelevant, but just in case you guys ask, I just wanted you to understand
Understood.
that we're
They essentially,
aware.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
We're aware of that, and we also wouldn't realize that there is an 11-foot parkway there.
so a question really for staff. I keep reference the 11-foot parkway. When we're saying parkway, we're talking about the swale between the sidewalk and the right-of-way, right?
It's unique, there's a few streets that have that. Coral Gables has quite a lot of those places that have a parkway. That is public land, but it'll stay as a swale for the.
And it's bigger than normal, is that what we're?
That is correct. It's
Okay.
usually those swales are between 5 to 6 feet.
Understood? You guys wouldn't happen to have a site condition photo so we can see what it looks like, since we're in the unique situation where it already exists?
I actually have the, do you have a picture? I actually have the plans as well, so you can see what it would,
Mr. City Attorney, can I take a look at the phone and then we'll pass it around to fellow board members? They're bringing a photo. Can we?
Sir, the problem is this, unfortunately, this has to be presented to the public at large. It would be improper just for the board to view anything that you don't present for the general public.
Since the building's already built, can't the public see it?
Do we have any documentation that he's presented tonight?
No,
Well, then-
all we have are these, looks like a site plan and
yeah,
survey.
that's what I was going to refer to.
Is this survey not current? The survey that you submitted for this variance is not a current survey?
That is all right, when we're done. 15 days ago?
Okay, so this shows the current residence in place.
Correct, and that's what I was referring to. You had previously indicated about the aesthetic necessity of it being centers, et cetera, when I was listening to the other presentation regarding a pergola. And if you notice that it extends over the pool, and so it has to be in that area in order to be centered and located over the pool area.
Okay.
Understood. It could also, if it's also a prefabricated structure, it could be made, it could be smaller. Like the previous case was 12 by 12. This one is 21 by 20. So if it was made smaller, it would meet the setbacks on both sides.
Does this structure have any electrical, or it's just,
No plumbing, but I do believe it's a low-voltage electrical for a ceiling fan. What?
This is really the current survey.
Is there a fan?
I'm sorry?
Is there a fan? No. I don't know if there's a requirement for electrical, a variance required for that? No, okay.
Not for electrical, no, that'll be part of the permitting process.
Also never heard of a low voltage fan in my life, but.
No, that's
For
electrical.
lighting, for the lighting. Christmas tree lights, I think.
Any other comments or questions from the board? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion. I can't make a motion, so.
I feel a little new to jump on board or one way or another.
I feel I'm not prepared to make a motion on this either way, because I don't believe that I have enough information to see. Maybe if you can come back with some pictures. I try to Google it to see if I can find it myself, and all Google shows
Well,
me
you
is
can't,
is an
I'm
empty
sorry, but you
site.
cannot do that either.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Well, I didn't see anything
You
because
refrain
it's an
from
empty
Googling.
site.
It's-
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, for the record, it has to be independent, it has to be documentation presented as evidence, and it has to be remaining with the administration, for the records of the administration. So it's totally prohibited for any individual members of the commission to entertain anything that you personally find. It has to be a consensus of the board at a public hearing,
Okay.
and that would be on the Sunshine Act,
Okay.
and also during the zoning ordinances.
Okay.
So, I have a question regarding that. Like, in this instance, the object was already built, but we don't have that information. Are they not required to tell us? Does that make sense? If they're presenting a plan, right, like, it's already done.
That would be a matter of code enforcement then, sir. If
Okay.
it was presented without a permit or any indication that would be officially authorized, that would have to be under the code enforcement issue. So it would have to be detained, remanded to the
They
administration.
already said that, the code enforcement, so I guess that's fine there. I was just wondering because the verbiage matters. Does that make sense for the application? Asking permission for something that's existing versus asking permission for something that's not there.
It's, for the purposes of this, the board, it doesn't make a
Okay.
difference. What makes a difference here is the fact that the setback requirement is 15, he has 3, and mitigating circumstance here is that he's got a wider parkway than normal. That's something that you all have to judge. In the back, he's asking for a slight reduction, but that's really what is in front of you as to whether you all think that there's enough distance between where this metal pergola is in the street.
And I think the important thing from our perspective is the fact that the reduction from the backside is, there's already an easement back there, and the reduction request is from 15 to 12. And I heard that 10 was kind of a number that a lot of the members were discussing. So if we focus on the other end, which is the request for the variance to be shortened to 3, you add the additional extended swale on that side, which creates the buffer that most people are looking for, or when they're considering this type of thing. And that's why that it is where, and if you look at the number there, it's 18, a little over 18 and a half feet.
But is that considered the front of the house or the side of the house? 'Cause it's-
That is a side of a house. Look, I've driven by it. It's the one thing that I would, if the board were to entertain it, the one thing I would ask is that they put some, and forgive me for this one, but they put some panels up on the side that they should be lower than what they are. But it's other than that, it's an open pergola, it's landscaped, it's barely visible.
One of the things that you would consider is this: if there is an existing structure which is not according to the zoning board 282, it has to be corrected somehow. One of the ways to correct it is for you to approve it with the caveat that they would have to conform with the existing regulations. So, in my opinion, you could move to approve it with that caveat and with that recommendation.
Yeah, the only way they can approve,
Yeah.
the only way that they would be able to do that is they'd have to move it or make it a smaller size. And frankly, then we wouldn't even need to make a motion, because we don't need to grant the variance if they're gonna comply with the code. Question, is there any appetite to move or shift? Although I agree with what you're suggesting about the parkway, but I don't think that it's 18 feet, it's really 5 feet. Because your standard parkway, your standard swale is 5 to 6 feet. So really, the difference in your particular site condition is roughly 5 feet. So right now, even if we were to include that, you're still at 8 feet where you require 15.
Understood. Mr. Reed, who's involved with RNH, would like to.
Hi, Alex Reed, coming on behalf of RNH Group. We're the identity that purchased the unit here in the city of Miami, city of West Miami, sorry. Like to say welcome, thank you for having us in your neighborhood. We came into the neighborhood, we heard a lot of good things about the neighborhood, so that's our biggest push to make the neighborhood nice, make it beautify the neighborhood. Obviously, the value, taking the values up. It's my partner's house. I'm also looking for a house in the area to make it, to make it nicer and to move into the area. By us putting that pergola, it's facing 63rd Avenue. 63rd Avenue has FP&L lines. The FP&L is actually dangling, there are dangling components hanging from the power lines. It looks bad. If you're sitting in the back of the neighborhood and you just spent the kind of money that we just spent on that house, we want to make sure that you don't, see that, and that's the reason why we're asking for that variance of, It's really 2 feet, because the swale you're talking about, if you measure from the curb to the sidewalk, then you got the sidewalk, then you got my fence line. So it is a wide, so you have an idea, you have power transmission boxes on all the utility boxes are in that swale. So it's a big swale. So yeah, I could park a truck there, a giant, like, well, I drive an F-250, F-150 as well, and they both fit on the swale perfectly fine. So that's how big that swale is. Then you got the sidewalk, which obviously, that's a 4-foot sidewalk. So the reason why I'm asking that is, we're trying to beautify the neighborhood. And I drive around, I have seen it, I've seen some structures, whether it's permanent or not, but I have seen it. But in other cities, and the cities where we come from, it's only gone up. The values have gone up. We're trying to give my partner and his family somewhere to put the kids. If you look at if I make it smaller, I'm already in the pool. It's a foot over into the pool, just to give the kids shade as they're sitting in the pool. So, once you put a family of 4 or 5 inside that little seating area, it makes it really tight. That we do have a small hedge, to cover it. We even bought it large enough so it can grow faster. We bought it, a 5-foot hedge, so it grows quicker. So you won't even be able to see the pergola in a short time. So again, we're here. We're looking forward to working with the city. We're great partners to have in your city. We're very known in other cities. We do a lot of things for where we live. So again, I throw that at you as we're looking forward to make it a better place to live as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me ask, and maybe in your presentation you showed it, but I missed it. What is under the other structure that's called metal roof tile?
Barbecue.
What is in there?
Like a barbecue, the
Like
whole,
okay.
the whole
Oh, okay.
barbecue
I
thing.
missed that. Okay.
So it's hard to put the seating in there because it doesn't fit. So there's nowhere, since we bought the house already built, right? So what happens is the house is, there's really no green space, or there wasn't any. So they left, everything in the front of the house. If you notice, it's the way they designed the house, it was right in the middle of the property. So the backyard really has nowhere for the kids to play or sit. So that's the only area. As is, that pergola, when you look to the right, you'll see the, all the stuff from the pool and stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
If the board doesn't go forward, now that I've heard this, I would ask for a covenant that they provide and maintain a hedge between this and the property line so that it's not visible, so we have a visible barrier.
Am I reading the plans right? Is there a solid wall in the back part of this?
I don't believe that there's not a solid wall there, but they have applied for a metal solid fence around the property. Am I correct? Is my memory serving me correctly? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fence, there's not a wall.
Just to confirm, on this rendering that you have here, I don't know if they can change the display on the screen. It says front elevation. I believe this is the details for the pergola.
Yeah.
Does it not say EPS panels, sealed joint?
Those
between
are
panels?
metal panels that you can put in there to give a barrier to.
That's what I'm
not-
saying.
it's
Are they there?
Yes,
So there is a barrier, a solid wall to this pergola facing the right-of-way?
that's correct.
If you want to call that a wall, yeah,
Looks like what you have right behind you.
Got it. Well, I go back to,
That with the hedge, by the way.
And extending from the existing house, why can you create a roofed area there to provide shelter from the sun when you're outside? Extending it from where it says roof area, concrete, on the house itself, on the back of the house? Why can you extend, instead of that pergola, why can you extend some sort of a roofed area?
There's a step going down, and then you're only a couple feet from the pool. So you're literally a couple feet. So you have steps once you come out of the sliding glass door area, and then there's steps right there. And again, I'm not trying to compare it to other neighborhoods, but if you look at, all the, all the pergolas and all the, to create awnings and stuff like that, it'll devalue, it won't give you the value of the house. If we put awnings and, anything that is attached to the house. So we like to beautify it and try to increase the value wherever we can.
I personally feel that I don't have enough information to make a decision on this. Right now, I'm inclined to deny the variance, but I would entertain a continuance if you bring back a little bit more details as to what the built condition is in there. Otherwise, I just don't see the hardship. Just because it's built, it's not the hardship.
any other board members have any
You
items,
mentioned
questions?
otherwise, has to be one or the other.
I'm sorry?
No, I didn't make a motion. That was just my comment.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
I didn't make a motion.
I thought it was a motion.
No.
So could we request existing site photos? Is that what you were saying, more along the lines of, right? Like existing.
Yeah, because right now, as it is, he's telling me there are steps and the aesthetics of the house or whatever back there, but I don't have enough information to make a decision as to whether that excessive variance on the side, facing the street, if that would be warranted.
And that is something that we're more than willing to do if that's going to, I mean, obviously, if the choices are a denial or bring back more information, then we will definitely bring back more information, including the site photos that the board members are requesting in regards to the alternate location as well as the existing structure there.
Any other comments?
I agree with that. We need more information.
Okay, it seems like the applicant is looking for a deferral. Mr. City Attorney, do we need to make a motion for that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to defer this application to the next meeting, and for the applicant to bring photo information of the existing site setback, site conditions.
I second the motion.
As much information as you can bring, that would be very helpful for the board.
We'll submit it before the meeting so everyone has an opportunity to review.
If you check it out with the administration before you come, okay?
Absolutely, I will. Thank you very
Okay.
much for your time. We
Can we go ahead and have a roll call, please?
Okay, so Board Member Diaz, how do you vote?
Yes, to defer.
Board Member Gonzalez?
Yes.
Board Member Rio?
Yes.
And Board Member Ceballos?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, item
Thank you for your
deferred.
time and your understanding. I
Thank you.
appreciate your feedback. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do we have any other items?
I want to welcome our new board member. Welcome aboard. It's the first one of many, I hope.
Items that, no? All right. No other comments? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion?
Second.
So moved. Have a good night, everyone.
Night, thank you.